Welcome back, friends and followers and subscribers of my YouTube channel, Richter's Reviews. I'm back doing my movie reviews. It's been a long time coming. Hopefully you stuck around and enjoyed all the videos that I've already prior put on here, like the Silent Night, Deadly Night review, the Goonies, the Friday 13th, the Halloween, the last one I did. Hopefully you enjoyed those, and I'm going to be doing a lot more here. Um, Sorry about the lighting in here. I did notice that the last video I put on was actually pretty good quality. It's just I have bad quality on my camera, but it looks better on YouTube. Uh, but today is the 45th anniversary of the most um, highest rated on a lot of horror fans' lists, The Exorcist. It happened to come out on December 26th of 1973, which actually happens to be Boxing Day today. Um, so I took a little break. I mean, today I was watching the Rocky films, and um, but I'm taking a little break to do this video and to show my review of The Exorcist. For those who own a lot of there's various different copies. You can buy it on DVD. You can buy it on Blu-ray. It's available on VHS if you are a VHS collector. It's on Laserdisc, and there's actually probably was a beta at one time. Anyway, without further ado, The Exorcist. There's not too many people in the horror fan base or the horror family that doesn't know about The Exorcist. So, main plot of the movie is basically about excuse me, these two priests that are performing an exorcism on a young girl that's played by a young Linda Blair, and various things happen throughout the film. When it came out in 1973, a lot of people know this, but it came out. There was a lot of controversial about the film. It's not as much controversial as Silent Night, Deadly Night in 1984 because it was about a killer Santa Claus. But it did have its own controversy around it. There was a lot of things going on during the filming of the film where things were happening. Certain things felt like there was the devil's presence in the film. That also has happened in the movie The Omen, and it's been previously in the Poltergeist franchise. But The Exorcist is the 1973 film that's directed by William Friedkin and is written by the late William Peter Blatty. And he wrote the book prior to this movie coming out. And some of the book there's a little different things in the book as than there's in the movie. This is the version I own is the extended director's cut because it actually has a lot more things that were not put into the original release of the film, especially the one creepy scene where you see Reagan walking down the stairs backwards, kind of like a spider. That was a pretty creepy scene. Another creepy scenes in the movie is where you see like silhouettes of like a face, kind of like a skull or like a weird looking ghoul like face, and and the things that's really cool about the film in itself is that there is some funny lines in the movie as time goes on, and you've seen the movie as many times as I have, that it can kind of makes you laugh a little bit, especially when you hear like Jason Miller's mother keep saying, "Why don't you help me, Demi? Why don't you help me?" And just things like that. It's really interesting to know that over time films, whatever movie kind of genre you enjoy seeing, but it's funny how over time there's certain things in a movie that you can pick up on, and that can be hilarious or interesting to you. Like, for instance, there's a scene in the Goonies where they're all gathered around the Mikey's house, and they're looking at the map, and you see them talking, but you don't see any of their mouths moving. It's things like that, but The Exorcist to me is in my top 5 horror films of all time. For those of you who've been friends with me on Facebook or Instagram or have been a subscriber for a long time, may know that The Exorcist is in my top 5. It is not the number one, but it is in my top 5. And to be a 45-year-old film and be in that top 5 is pretty damn good. My on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, it's B bottom bottom. I think it's a bottom line, and then RAD bottom line, and then Richter. That's my Instagram page if you want to check that out. And if you want to go to Facebook, it's Brad Richter on Facebook. Um, so, and I do a Richter scale rating on the Instagram. I have seen over 26,000 movies. I've seen over 5,000 horror movies, and I own over 23,000 movies. Um, I'm not a person who likes to brag, and I'm not a person who likes to show off my collection like a lot of people here on YouTube. I respect the ones that do. Cinema Sickness is one of them. And yeah, so basically, getting back to The Exorcist, the rating I give The Exorcist is without any question is a 10 out of the 1 from 10. It's definitely a 10. You have a lot of it's violent. It's definitely vulgar, and it's gory. There's some scenes that can be pretty gory. For anybody that's watching this and doesn't want their kids seeing this video, I am going to use some certain language that may not be suitable for a younger audience. But the one scene in the film where Reagan is finally getting possessed, and her mother comes and walks into the room, and you see her with a crucifix stabbing herself down right between her legs, and saying fuck me, and and things like that. I mean, some people can find it hilarious, but it is in a way, but it also is kind of disturbing in another way, because you see a young little girl just stabbing herself in her private, and saying to lick me and all that, but the movie has not changed with age. With the various different physical copies, you can actually see, as the years have went by, you can see a better quality picture. Other than that, the film definitely has not aged at all. I mean, a lot of the actors in the film are no longer here, but if all in all, it's a really fascinating, great horror film for those who enjoy demonic possession films. I know we have a lot of those around now. You've got the Ed and Lorraine Warren films. You got the Conjuring films. You've had some like can't quite remember the other ones, but there's been a lot of demonic possession films throughout the past 20 years, and but The Exorcist is definitely way above all the others, because it kind of led into the demonic possession genre of the horror film world, and but The Exorcist is a really great film. I don't know too many people who've not seen the movie, but one scene in the film that really when I originally watched it, because I didn't get to see it in 1973. I wasn't born until 76, and the first time I actually got to see The Exorcist was in 1990. So it had been out for, I don't know, almost 16 years, 17 years or something like that. And it really when I first saw it, it really didn't get to me. It didn't get to me, and it didn't bother me, and I thought it was just another horror film, because at that point in time, I really didn't get in. I had watched horror films back in 1986 all the way up to when I saw this film, and I still do watch horror films today, but it didn't bother me, and it still doesn't bother me today. But as time went on, I actually felt more inclined to enjoy and appreciate the film for what it is. And so yeah, basically that's my rating, is a 10 out of 1 out of 10 on the Richter scale. And also the one thing that I wanted to mention is I thought was when it really not disturbing, but really controversial kind of a comment that they did in the film, when the Reagan is possessed, and the priest, Jason Miller's character, she uses his mother in the film had passed away, and she using the voice going, "Why don't you help me, Demi?" Jimmy, please. And the one another part in the film is that when she's talking to that guy, she says to him, "Your mother sucks cocks in hell." You know, I mean, things like that. You don't hear those kind of terms or words that you it's being said. Not as much today, but back then, for somebody to say something like that, you know, that's really can get to somebody that's maybe into the Christianity or really into religion. I'm not a religious person, but there I know a lot of people that are. So anyway, so if you enjoyed this movie review, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and hopefully get more subscribers. And I really do enjoy this. I just haven't had the time to really get into doing this until I actually got another laptop, because I had another laptop years ago and I was doing videos, I don't know, probably 2-3 videos a week. But when things get bad and your computer dies on you, you have to go and try to do what you can with what you have. But since I've gotten the new one, I did a video yesterday, I did a video today doing the review of The Exorcist, and I plan on doing a video tomorrow. So catch me back on here on tomorrow with another either movie review, something that's in my collection, or just simply talking. But anyway, I hopefully enjoyed this video. Please give a thumbs up and please subscribe, and I will check you on the next video. And this is Richter's Review out.